In this video, we are going over the core trading skill that is setup recognition. Now, if we want maximum returns in the stock market, we have to have 1, the right stocks, and then 2, the right timing. Now, almost everyone in the market understands that they need the right stocks, but very few people understand how important the right timing is. Because in order to have massive compounding returns, you have to continually be growing. You can't have money just sitting there dead in the water. Say we invested a ton of our account into this stock right here, it would be sitting here doing absolutely nothing for months when it could be somewhere else growing. So we want to know if we're right or wrong on a stock very fast, and that is where finding the setups comes into play. See, as we see here, if we would have bought this stock on this day, we'd have known instantly that we were right and gotten a huge, pretty much 100% return on this stock within a couple weeks. So if we master this skill of setup recognition, we'll be able to spot setups and determine their strength before they break out. So not only do we want to be able to see this setup, we want to determine exactly how strong it is. This will allow us to figure out how much of our capital we want to put on this one play. So if this is so important, how do we train this skill? Step 1 is to document 500 plus examples of the setup you are trying to trade. Now what this does is this trains your eye to spot the setup and all of its variations. Now obviously this is just the basics. We want to document way more examples than this in the long run, but this will get you a decent start to be able to see these kind of setups and look for them in real time, because it is much harder to spot a setup beforehand than it is after it's already broken out. Step 2 is to go through and study what variables the absolute best stocks had. So if you're trading the setup that I teach, the Qullamaggies style breakout, we're looking for relative strength, tightness, what sector is it in, how strong was the move before the breakout, etc. We want to know, okay, which of these variables matter the most in a setup. This will help us to determine exactly how strong this setup is, and is it a higher probability that it'll work or a lower probability. And step 3 is to start scanning to find these setups daily. Now it is very hard to spot these setups in real time, as you will find as you start going through this. We want to develop that eye and that judgment to really know how good a setup is. Step 4 is to continue documenting and studying your findings. We can always be getting better and training how good we are at recognizing these setups and how strong they are. Now, if you study any trading master, you can see that they have this sixth sense for determining how good a setup is. They've studied so many charts and put in so much time that they've developed this kind of mastery of just being able to sense a good or bad setup. If you study Jesse Livermore, arguably the best trader of all time, he talks about how his friends thought he had some kind of insider tips or was like a wizard or something, because he seemed to just know exactly when something was going wrong or when something was about to go very good. This is what we need to develop in order to make huge returns, but it takes a lot of time and it takes hard work. There's no shortcut. So join me in going through these steps and let's get as good as we can at recognizing setups, because it is the foundation of everything we do in trading. If you have some ways that you know will help us train this skill, make sure to leave it in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video.